Hey guys, Kat here with the newest member to the family, Lilith. She is confined to the room as a baby and may or may not be very noisy. So say hello. I am going to start off this video, as always, with a reminder that you can catch my words over on Instagram at cat.thealien. I do post over there a lot more frequently than I ever post here, so definitely go ahead and check that out. I am also going to preface this video with some history, I guess. Earlier on my channel, you can find a video titled An Open Letter About My Father's Suicide, which if you haven't watched, go ahead and go and watch before you watch this. I can wait. But I wrote that one probably about a year after my father had passed, and with this marking 5 years, I decided to kind of go and look back and rewrite it a little bit with my now point of view. So this is another open letter about my father's suicide. Dear whoever, on my 15th birthday, I spoke to my father for the last time. I told him I never wanted to hear from him again. 2 weeks later, he was dead. A seizure, they said. Wrenching through my being, the anger was searing. Seizures? The same seizures the drugs cursed him with? How could I feel sad? You see, multiple times a year without fail, I was a drunken thought for my father. A slurred phone call filled with empty promises. Kind of like the promise that he'd stop drinking. So, can you understand my thinking when he called me that last time? So obviously drunk I might as well have smelt the booze when I told him never to speak to me again. Every time he picked up the bottle, breaking another promise, he was distancing himself farther and farther from the only 2 daughters he ever had. And in the end, we were never enough. And I finally realized the extent of that the day of his funeral. As we lay the bastard in the ground, and I pieced together from those around me. 2 weeks after my 15th birthday, my father shot himself in the chest, leaving behind any chance he had of fixing whatever may have been left. And we were never enough, but I didn't need his suicide to prove that. I could have guessed that when he hardly went without booze, but can never spare the dime to help my single mother out, not one time. And I could have guessed that when he drove us around with the liquor still in his veins, and I could have guessed that each time love was taught to me with cruelty and broken glass. And if you can't understand that the love I have for my father, the only love I have for my father, stems from the root of the bullet he planted in his own chest, then you can't understand that 5 years later, I still feel that pain. I still fear that phone call. I still face the fact that on my 15th birthday, my father called me for the last time. The last words I said to him were never speak to me again. And 2 weeks later, he shot himself. And I really never did hear from him again. And 5 years later, I still ask myself, am I the one who broke him? I still ask myself, what should have been? What could have been? In the end, he never did speak to me again. He didn't even leave a note. Sincerely, the daughter he broke.